The development community is talking about sharing more information, opening everything up. These are situations that are sometimes, life-threatening, highly secure. How do you manage that tension between making sure that everybody's on the same page, that all your partners have access to the information that they need to be effective in the way that we would think is necessary in a lot of development programs, but also making sure that you're not sharing too much, that the necessary safeguards are in place to protect people's lives?
You're right, it does get difficult in some places. Sometimes it seems counterintuitive, but to try to build transparency in what is a non-transparent environment, people are at risk if they're too transparent up front. So a lot of time and energy goes into protecting data. A lot of time and energy goes into training partners, and that's usually local partners who are doing the work out there, to be discreet in what they're doing, to make sure that they're not getting hurt or they're not getting people hurt that we're assisting. The very reason we do all these things in all these countries is to build a more open and transparent democracy. That's basically what we're trying to do in every place that we work. When you're under threat with a regime who's looking to kill people, it sometimes gets to be a balancing act.
Right.
Our default is always for the safety of our partners, and that is where the guiding light is. What do we need to do to make sure our partners are not at risk? Having said that, there's always some risk. When you're working in a place like Libya, just being there is a risk. So you have to be very open-eyed, very diligent, and constantly looking at the context, evaluating, reevaluating, and deciding what is the right thing to do for our partners, and when is it time to pull out? When is it time to stop?
I think there was a lot of optimism about the Arab Spring as this moment of tremendous opportunity. Some of that has maybe subsided with a bit of a more realistic picture emerging. What has that taught us about what a moment of opportunity looks like, and how has that sort of filtered into the way that you think about these scenarios?
I think we haven't learned new things from the Arab Spring as much as things we already knew have been validated and we've been reminded. One of those is how inherently fragile an undemocratic regime can be. Many of us never thought we'd see the changes in the countries that we've seen happen as quickly as they did. I think it caught all of us, or most of us at least, by surprise. So those regimes that look so strong were actually very fragile. Another thing is, don't ever underestimate the power of people that are yearning to be free. The power of people that want dignity, the power of people that want to be on the right side of history. 3, don't forget how quickly forces of evil can take over forces of good. You had really positive momentum that quickly, in one way or the other in different countries, quickly went in the wrong direction because that moment of upheaval was taken advantage of by forces that were better organized. That's from Syria, that's to Egypt, that's you fill in the blank. There's still amazing things happening in Libya, though. There's amazing things happening among civil society actors. There's amazing Facebook pages that are going up every week. There's a lot of conflict mitigation and management that's happening in Libya, in Syria, in Tunisia. I think the international community, and it's not just the Arab Spring, it's in many of these environments. We don't put enough investment in quick enough to local groups to back them doing what they want to do. We don't stay long enough. We often declare things a success, where the World Bank Development Report a few years ago showed that a real transition takes on average between 20 and 40 years to be complete and successful. Who's got 20 or 40-year plans anymore?
Right.
We work on 6-month cycles often that are fine at the beginning, but you got to just stretch those things out. We can't demand a free, fair election in a place that's never had an election in a number of months and then be surprised that it didn't go so well. And I think a lesson for other countries in the world is these things are going to take a while. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Let's not think too radically one way or the other too quick. Let's not over-adjust, when the context changes a little bit. Let's be fast to react, but also steady in that reaction. And let's maintain the momentum and the commitment and the funding to these problems and see them through.